Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. Tonight we have an NFL game preview. The Arizona Cardinals taking on the Miami Dolphins this Sunday. If you like the video today, please comment and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. And joining me tonight, it's a very, very special pleasure. It's an honor. I consider him the best high school football coach in the state of Georgia. I put stamps all over it. He's known defense like the hands of any great defensive coordinator in the state of Georgia and on the national level. We know him as the Bull Man. Kevin, the Bull Jones, defensive coordinator of North Atlanta High School, renowned in the city of Atlanta, well loved. Remember the key words, well loved. And he's the University of Alabama's #1 fan. So if you like the video tonight, please comment and share it as we break down the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Miami Dolphins. How you doing this evening, Bull?
Vincent, it's great to be with you tonight to talk about some football. Let's get ready to rock and roll and have some fun.
Okay, we got the 5-2 Arizona Cardinals taking on the 4-3 Miami Dolphins. Take over, sir. It's your table to tell us who you like in the game. I already got a feeling who you like, but tell us how the game is going to end up Sunday on two teams, surprisingly, are going to maybe make the playoffs.
Well, as you can see, there's something lurking in front of me and sitting on my shoulder again. There go that hat again, this time that Roll Tide. And basically we're talking about Tua Tagovailoa, the new quarterback who just got his first win as a starter for the Miami Dolphins. And listen, you're talking about two young quarterbacks who one was the #1 draft pick overall, and the other one would have been the #1 draft pick probably had he not gotten hurt. But the magnificent part about it is after overcoming the injuries, and now he's settled in as the #1 signal caller for the Dolphins under one of the best defensive coordinators / head coaches in football today, a pupil of Bill Belichick. I'm talking about Coach Flores. You have Tua, who had a great game. Listen, we call it a great game. It's a great win anytime you have a rookie come in under the circumstances that he came in through and was able to lead that team to a win. And might I add, we're talking about the Rams, who had one of the top 10 defense in the NFL. So he didn't have a great game statistically. Okay, he only passed for 93 yards, but here's the great part of what happened in that game is the composure after he took his first hit from Michael Brockers and another Aaron Donald. After they went ahead and almost took his head off, clean hit might I also add, he was able to get that composure. And in fact, that was something that allowed him to relax, throw a touchdown pass later on in that first half, and subsequently they went on with the win. So now you have two young quarterbacks, okay, the stars of their class that are going to go head to head. And it's going to be a great game down in Arizona. It's going to be hot. And listen, the Dolphins have a great defense. And guess what? The Arizona Cardinals have a very good defense. The Dolphins, though, have the #1 defense as far as scoring yard points allowed in the NFL. So with that, you also have Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator. Woo! Another guru of the Arizona Cardinals. And he's got those guys playing lights out. I don't want to say they snuck by the Seattle Seahawks because it was a great game, but the last team with the ball wins, as they say on my level, and actually it happens on every level. So guess what? They're going to play each other. Okay, two fascinating quarterbacks. The great thing about where Kyler Murray is right now, he literally, in 3 of the games he's played in this year, he has led the team in rushing. Can you believe that, V? He has led his team in rushing. And also last week against Seattle, he had over 400 yards of total offense, passing and rushing. So he knows how to put the ball in the end zone. Okay. And now Tua, who, of course, you already know Vance Joseph he's going to throw the kitchen sink at him to see he can handle that. Miami took over that game yesterday because of their defense and made it a great sailing for Tua. So it was the perfect storm for Tua to have a great game yesterday against a very good team. But might I add, Brian Flores, head coach of the Dolphins, has Sean McVay's number, okay? Because when last time they had faced each other, It was in the Super Bowl. Flores gave up 3 points. Okay, and McVay couldn't do nothing with that Patriot defense. So he actually knows how to play McVay. And sometimes that happens, and it happens on every level. One coach might really have your number. So we're going to have a great game. It's going to probably, of course, the last team with the ball should win. But listen, if you were to put it on paper, of course you would say that the Arizona Cardinals should win. But the thing about Tua, he got his feet warm and he got the composure. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out for him now coming up against those Cardinals.
If you like the video today, please comment and share it. We love you here on 100 Yards of Football. So basically, you telling me you're going to take Tua and the Dolphins in the game, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I can't go without, roll, tide, roll. I cannot go without Tua. So
remember when Kyler Murray and Tua last met a couple of years ago, how Alabama dominated Oklahoma, right?
Absolutely.
Remember that game?
Absolutely.
That's the same year Kyler Murray won the Heisman Trophy. I was thinking about this game. Then I was thinking about you being on with you this evening. You're my man. You're very talented. You talk defense like no one ever. I never seen in this game. But I'm going to tell you what I thought about. Kyler Murray, I'm liking him, brother. I know you love Tua. I love what Cliff Kingsbury is doing in Arizona. And I'm looking at the offense that Arizona is running. It takes me back down the memory lane. Now, I'm a memory lane guy.
That's right.
It takes me all the way back to 1984. My parents are from Mississippi, right?
Right.
That little school in Ena Bena by the name of Mississippi Valley State, right?
Absolutely.
You remember they had a quarterback who never got his due named Willie Cy-like Towton. Then they had a receiver who went on, and a lot of people say he's the greatest player in the National Football League. 208 total touchdowns, 23,000 receiving yards. I consider him the greatest player ever played in the game by the name of Jerry Rice. Okay. And they had the offense that was run by another guy that don't get a lot of respect, Archie Gunslinger Coolin. Revive that to Arizona now. And I'm seeing that same type of offense. Kyler Murray, he had a rough patch. They lost 2 games against Carolina in Detroit. Everybody talking about he was taking a step back. But however, he opened eyes against Seattle last Sunday night. And I like that offense with DeAndre Hopkins. He got 704 yards. Larry Fitzgerald's taking a step back. He want to get to the bowl again. Christian Kirk is becoming a great guy in the offense. Keon Drake, you coached against him and defense against him. I didn't understand why you didn't bring him up. That played a heel girl, by the way, at University of Alabama. He run that thing out of the tailback position. So I'm seeing an Arizona team that's 5-2. Cliff Kingsbury's got it going on. The best looking coach in the game. They out there in the desert. So I'm taking Arizona in this game because I'm going to say it's a payback game for Kyler Murray against Mr. Tua. But what I like, it's going to be something like when I was 17 years old. You were still a baby then. It's a young man named Wayne Casey out of Miami, Florida. He had a name that he was the lead singer, a KC and the Sunshine Band. So this was going to go down in Arizona. Do you wanna party? Do you wanna party? Drink a little wine, party, have a funky time, party. So at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins and Kyler Murray gonna be saying, we gonna have a party time. And you mentioned Miami's defense. What I want you to do, Bull, you better call Byron Jones, Kristen Wilkes, and especially Xavier Howard in that secondary, because Kyler Murray gonna have something to prove. Like KC and the Sunshine Band, it's gonna be party time in the desert. Now back to you, Bull.
Well, I tell you what, I get it, and kudos to your singing abilities, but the only songs that are gonna be sung after around 7 o'clock out there in the desert is probably going to be that song, Another One Bites the Dust.
I knew you was gonna...
And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, Yes, Kyler Murray is a fantastic player. And he's done some great, and he has some excellent tools to work with Fitzgerald, Hopkins, and Christian Kirk, might I add, who's actually leading the team in touchdowns. And so he does have some, and of course, as you mentioned, Kenyon Drake, roll, tide, roll. Of course, we can't leave them off the map. And it's amazing how we just pop up on every team as one of the top players, but I'll come to that later. But here's the thing, the gambler. I call him the riverboat gambler because, you know, my granddaddy used to tell me all the time, some people are so fast it look like somebody kicked an ant pile. Well, guess what? Kyler Murray, who they say is 5'11", but we know he's probably 5'10" on a great day with heels on, okay, or cleats, should I say. Let's just say he's going to get out there, he's going to run around and make plays. But guess what? Just like an ant pile. You know how that ant pile is kind of quiet until you kick it? And then all of a sudden the ants start running all over the place. Well, guess what? That's going to be the Dolphin defense. Because I can tell you right now, the Dolphin defense created 4 turnovers this past week. And for the first time since 1993, Vincent, they were able to have a scoring touchdown on defense, special teams, and offense. For the first time since 1993. Hats off to Coach Flores for the way they're playing defense and they're getting after people. So guess what? Speed takes out speed when you have both of them on the field. So I think that Kyler Murray is fantastic. But listen, he also, along with his 13 touchdowns, he's got 7 interceptions. So he's been put in situations where he makes bad decisions with the football. Now, the question is, what is Tua going to do with the football? Here's my biggest concern. Just let him be able to not manage the game, but be able to get the ball out a little bit quicker. I think that's something that we got to be concerned about on next week, that he gets that ball out a little quicker, because once again, this is not college football. These are the big boys. Now, if he gets that right, I like his decision making. I think he has a chance to be the reason why. Of course, he's got some great people to throw it to. Devontae Parker, one of the top receivers in the league. And of course, my favorite and one of my former players, of course, Preston Williams, is one of the top receivers on the team as well. So listen, he's from Lovejoy High School, okay? Shout out to Lovejoy High School, where I was previously years ago in those back-to-back state championship seasons. So guess what? Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, great people to throw the ball to. Tua's going to be okay. And we're going to catch that ant, and that ant is going to start running. And when we get him, we got to bring him down because he's fast. I'll give him credit. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. And Miami Dolphins going to prevail.
Okay, I got a serious question to ask you. You're a defensive man, right? Okay, you just mentioned the receiver core for the Dolphins. So right. Individually, do you think Miami's got the advantage? You mentioned Preston Williams, and you just mentioned Devontae Parker. I'm taking Patrick Peterson and Drake Kirkpatrick all day on that matchup. Then I'm going to switch gears. Do you think Byron Jones and Xavier Howard can take on DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald? You mentioned Christian Kirk and his 9 touchdowns and Isabella. Now, be real this evening and be honest from the heart. Who you think got the favorite in them matchups I just mentioned?
Let me tell you something, and I will take.
Now, I'll make you tell me. I need you to tell me who got
the time of the game. When it comes to those receivers, first of all, let me tell you behind the scenes. Let me pull the covers off for you real quick, because Patrick Peterson, even though he's still considered one of the best cornerbacks to play the game, every time you look, he's on somebody's highlight tape giving a touchdown. Okay, I'm getting tired of hearing that he slipped and fell and he had a Charlie horse or miscommunication. He's left in man coverage all the time, and he does get beat. Now, he's a 50-50 guy, meaning if he doesn't get an interception, he's going to give up a touchdown. Well, I'll take that any day. I'll take that against my kid Preston Williams on a deep ball thrown on him. Preston Williams 6'5", Patrick Peterson 6 foot. I'll take it all day, and Preston can run like the wind. And you don't throw it to Preston, you get it to Devontae Parker. You decide which way you want to go. Larry Fitzgerald, Hats off to him. He's a soldier in the game. I respect his game, but he's long in the tooth, and he's not going to outrun anybody anymore. He's all medium range to short routes, nothing deep. And as a defensive coordinator, I know where they're going with the football. They're going to hops, and D Hop is one of the best out there. I'm not going to take that away from him. But he's got the most yards on the team, but he doesn't have the most touchdowns. So the money man is Christian Kirk. See, as a defensive coordinator, you got to figure out who makes you say, ouch. Is it going to be D-Hop or is it going to be Christian Kirk? Listen, the same going on with the Falcons and Ridley and Julio. Ridley is having a great season because everybody double covers Julio. So guess what's going to happen? Dolphins are going to go ahead and use some of their 3-4, and they're going to disguise when they're coming with their blitzes. But the thing about Arizona is they play a lot of man coverage, and they don't disguise it. Hats off to Vance Joseph. He is one of the best. But I will take throwing at Patrick Peterson any day of the week, and he is still one of the best out there.
Thank you for your answer, sir. So, final words this evening. You taking Miami, correct, over Arizona on Sunday?
Absolutely.
You want to give a score?
Give a score. You want my score?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll tell you what the score is going to be. The score is going to be 24-27. Miami's going to win on the field goal.
I'm taking Arizona in a high-scoring game, 35-31. I think Kyler Murray will get revenge based on what happened 2 years ago when Alabama beat Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl in the semifinals of the college football playoffs. But, man, it's always a pleasure to be with you. You always break the game down defensively at a T. So any final words, man, this evening? Matter of fact, real quick, how everything going down there Roll Tide? You got the inside information. Everything good? You had a big win over Mississippi State last week.
And let me go ahead and say this because I know I have some fans that are watching. Leave Pete Golden alone. It's Coach Saban's defense. Coach Saban makes all the calls. The defense is great. We're getting better. Roll Tide, roll. Nobody's going to get in our way.
I got one more question for you, real serious, before we let you go today. Big game in the East. I just want to get your answer. I know where you're going, but I just want to hear you say it tonight on this game preview. The cocktail party. Who you taking? Florida, Georgia. We don't need you to be long-winded. Just put it out there.
I mean, you talking about the game or the fight? I mean, what we doing? We playing football?
The game, boy. The game. Okay.
Listen, Florida's going to shock them. Georgia just got problems throwing the football, and it's getting exposed. They have a great defense, have a great running game, but Florida, you just got quarterback issues up in Athens, and there's nothing you can do about it right now because Coach Smart is going to roll with Bennett. He's a good player, but he's short and he's got some limitations. But he's a tough kid, and I respect his game. But that cocktail party down there in Florida going to be off the chain, and Dan Mullen is going bananas down there. It's going to be interesting to see how the ejections from the game and the situations that happen, how that's going to affect Florida.
Hey, man, I thank you. Love you. Good luck this week. North Carolina got a big game against the highly powered Westlake Lions. Hey, man, blessings to that. But, hey, man, God bless. Final words, man.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, I believe that, with this, what we've been through with this COVID stuff and still going through football, my hat's off to everybody that's been involved. I mean, it's been a real labor of love. And even for the fans that enjoy football, it's been tough for all of us. And listen, hats off to those that just get that smile on their face on Friday nights and Saturdays and Sundays. That smile is what we need in our country right now. So amen for all those that get a chance to watch a game, maybe even go to a game, because there are a lot of kids that are graduating from high school that play football and not getting a chance to have mom and daddy. I have coached this whole season, and this Friday will be the first time that my players get a chance to play in front of their parents. This will be the first time my wife and kids, who all they know is football, get a chance to watch watch daddy work. It's amazing. It has been a true labor of love, and hats off to everybody that's been through it. And listen, we all in this thing together. So let's enjoy football as much as we can. Stay positive.
That being said, if you like the video today, please comment and share it. I've been joined by the very talented, I consider him the best coach in all of high school football, especially here in the state of Georgia. The man is very talented. As you see, he putting on his Roll Tide hat. Kudos to the University of Alabama, who after this Saturday might be the #1 team in the country. My final words.
You know, it's a matter of, listen, we're going to get it either way, okay? We let the little boo-boo happen last year, okay? So this year with Mac Jones, I don't know if we're related yet, but perhaps. But listen, we're doing a great job, you know, and listen, let's throw a prayer in there for Mr. Waddell, Jalen Waddell, who went through that gruesome injury last week. And yes, he's in good spirits. Devontae Smith took over and 4 touchdowns in the game, 4 against Mississippi State. I mean, he almost single-handedly beat him. But the greatest part for me, and you know this, that goose egg on the other side of the score where that defense prevailed. And when it's all said and done, a defensive guy, that's what you want. So the status quo remains. Coach Saban is going to rally the troops and get them ready to finish up, step on the gas. And listen, don't be surprised. Clemson, Bama, going to be in the national championship game.
That being said, AKA the only son, I'm the baby boy of Chester and Inez Turner in the 901. Thank you to Coach Jones, and y'all have a very blessed evening. And all I can say is enjoy the football for the rest of the year. And as Coach Jones, go out there Friday night and support them with North Atlanta as they take on Westlake. Y'all have a great afternoon and be blessed this evening here on 100 Yards of Football. Thank y'all. God bless.